In the UK, there's a burglary every 45 seconds.
We've been broken into and we don't know if they're still in the house or not.
We've just been burgled. Saw the back door was open and it was a mess. Realised that someone had been in.
But right across Britain, determined police forces are leading the battle to stop the thieves in their tracks.
Police, come and open the door, otherwise entries could have to be forced.
For the victims of these crimes, it can take months or even years to overcome the trauma.
I'm also thinking that maybe they may come back, so there's an element of being frightened as well.
In this series, we're about to show them and you how we can all fight back against the burglars. This is Crime Scene Rescue. On today's show, we uncover the story of recently widowed Cynthia. She's been left anxious and scared after burglars forced their way into her house while she was upstairs, asleep.
I've not been sleeping very well at all. It's a terrible feeling. You know, that you think someone's getting in the house and you're by yourself. It's awful.
As the police search for the criminals, we attempt to get Cynthia on the road to recovery as we overhaul her security and hopefully rekindle her love for her home.
It's exactly what I wanted, and I didn't realise.
West Yorkshire is policed by around 5,000 officers who look after an area of over 700 square miles. The force here is trying to crack down on the criminals who steal from local homeowners. And I'm joining their officers on the front line to discover just how they are tackling the burglars. While I'm here, I also want to do all I can to help the innocent victims of this terrible crime.
West Yorkshire Police, what's your emergency?
I've just come down from bed and things are all over in the house and there's things outside in the garden.
It's just before 8 in the morning and a burglary is being phoned in.
Is there anybody in the house at the moment?
No, I've just phoned to my son.
PC Kevin Johnson is attending the break-in at Cynthia's house. She was asleep upstairs when the burglars came in, took her keys, then stole her car. Her son Tim has come round to give his mum some moral support.
Can you find your bag and your purse? Have you still got them?
I feel it probably will happen again. It's very frightening. I don't know what I'm going to do, really.
PC Johnson is examining the entry point where the criminals broke in.
You can see here they've put something in the window frame there to lever it open, and it's the same way here. You can see the marks, and on the ground down there is an additional lock that Cynthia's son Tim had put on to beef up the security a bit after the similar incident last year where a window around the corner was forced open and they broke in that way.
This is the second time in recent years that Cynthia has been burgled. The last time her husband was still alive to support her, and her son Tim is really worried about how they can make his mum's home more secure.
Even though we've made the windows as secure as we can, it was obviously they still forced the window locks off. We can't do any more than what we've done, really.
The Scenes of Crime officer has just arrived and he's getting straight to work gathering forensic evidence. And it looks like the burglars have left something behind. A footprint. Meanwhile, Cynthia's distress is growing. She was asleep in her bedroom when the sound of the burglars woke her. She rushed downstairs and nearly came face to face with the thieves.
It's frightening, though, if they come back again.
Yeah, that's the frightening thing. There's a lot of people like this on their own in houses that people can get into with a little bit of effort and terrify people.
If I'd have come down quicker, it would have been really frightening.
Our forensic people have attended at the scene. We've got some forensic evidence from there. We're waiting for a result of some inquiries to see whether the car has shown up on any cameras around and about. And as soon as we get any leads in that direction, obviously we'll pursue those and we'll take it from there.
Cynthia's anguish has really struck a chord with me. If anyone deserves to feel safe in her home, then she does. I'm desperate to help in any way I can, and I've come to see how she's feeling.
Well, Cynthia, you've got your son Tim with you right now, and the first thing I want to ask you is how you are.
Well, I have bad days and good days. It's not always easy every day.
I can see it's very difficult for you to talk about what happened. But the thought that someone has somehow managed to get into your home and steal those keys and disappear with that car must really have been a shock for you.
Terrible. Frightened. Makes me frightened at night as well.
Yeah. And Tim, obviously, you know, you can't have your mum being like this, can you? You can't, with the best will in the world, you cannot be here 24/7. And it must be devastating for you to see your mum so upset.
Knowing that there was the first burglary, which it turned out to be very easy to get into, and I put extra window locks on, and then we get the repeat burglary. That, you know, what I did made no difference at all, and it was just a simple case of one crowbar and they're in, and could come back at any time, you know, unless we improve the security.
Okay, well, we need to change that. We need to change that, because when you go to bed, I want you to go to bed to relax and to sleep, and that's what you deserve. You don't deserve to go up to bed and be scared if this happens again, okay? So we're going to try and change that.
I need to help Cynthia turn things around. My plan is to overhaul the security of her house and make it as safe as possible. I also want to make her bedroom a special place to sleep. But I can't do all this alone. I'm going to hit the phone and assemble a crack team of community-spirited tradespeople, prepared to give their all in transforming Cynthia's home. Hi Neil, it's Rav. You all right? Oh, is that Teresa? Hi Faye, it's Rav, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you, Rav?
I'm very well, thank you, but I'm after a favour from you, but as you're in such a good mood, you might be able to help me out. It's a horror story, Faye, and to make matters worse, she's just lost her partner. She lives alone and it's really, really upset her. I need someone to have a look at the place and just see what we can do. We really need to help her, and I just want to update her security and make her safer in her own home. But yeah, if you do an assessment, I think that would be great, because we really need to help her, and I think you're the man for the job. I'll send you the details and I'll see you at the house. Thanks for your help on this, Faye. There's no time like the present to get started and begin fixing up Cynthia's home. To make sure we give her the best possible security upgrade, I've called in an expert. Crime prevention specialist, Dave Harrison.
Okay, Dave, this is the front of Cynthia's home here. You've had a brief look around. What can we do to improve the security here for her?
Well, first and foremost, the obvious thing is the lighting. That needs to be in a different position. An offender can quite easily get to that light. You're looking at the front here, it looks good. I mean, on first impressions, the security is a reasonable standard, but actually when you start to look closer at it, there are problems here.
Well, let's have a look at this sort of porch area here. You can see the front door just beyond. There's one additional lock you can see that's been put on at the top there. Personally, I'd probably want to see another one on the bottom.
Absolutely.